Alright guys, it's June 18th, 2020. Just going to do a little walk around out here at the shop. Things have gotten crazy. I've had 2 cars delivered in this week, and I picked one up too myself. Made a little trade with a buddy and picked up 2 more parts cars. So that fella, excuse the F-150, this guy is partly stripped, but all the parts I think are in there pretty much. It is a 86 inky wheels. That was a win. I will probably keep those for one of my projects. Engine's in here, semi-complete. Everything but throttle body, it looks like. Some of the interiors here on this one. The other car is a little bit more complete, but there's a lot of good parts on this thing. Or honestly, if somebody wanted to take it racing, it wouldn't make a bad race chassis. So it's got a pretty good front lip, good bumper, and pretty good front fenders and body panels and everything here too. So that's really good. Stepped in some fire ants. That's awesome. So then, obviously there's quite a few more. There's the supercharged 88 that I've stripped partly, haven't finished. There's an 87 automatic that was the 2-tone Sherwood. There's a 87 back there that I got sans drivetrain and all that. Haven't even touched it yet to strip it down. Like I said, excuse the F-150 and the Porsche. The Porsche's leaving. Shout out to Eric with his car he's got here in storage. 20 valve blacktop swapped. Forgot about Armin's cars here too. His pretty bad little turbo there. Had a little overheating problem and caught his turbo blanket on fire. We won't talk about that though. This is the other parts car or project or whatever it is. It doesn't have a title, so it's not going to be put back on the road, sadly. It would make a good track car, honestly. It's got lowering springs on it, which I'm probably going to swipe for one of my projects, obviously, because I need a couple of sets of those myself. Engine is in it. Bob almost had this thing running. He thinks it has a bad coolant igniter, or a bad igniter, and I got a couple of those sitting around, so I will probably try to get this thing fired up. See what I got here. Might have a good engine. Interior is actually mostly there on this one. Bob was going to track car this one, and got a hold of one already prepped and decided he didn't need these 2, so we made a deal on my wife's wrecked 4Runner, her 98 that we've had for many years, and yeah, I'm thrilled with what I came out with, and Bob seems happy too, so yay. I think that one's leaving this week or next or something. We got the Land Cruiser sitting here still, the parts rig. I pulled a few things off of it for mine. It is super rusty, and also no title situation, so that is a parts rig. Got the 70,000 mile, extremely rusty Florida Silica Supra L-type. Engine out of that's going in trade to a buddy. Got the 87 parts car that I also haven't pulled much off of. I started pulling some stuff off that one. That one a guy won't pick up. It's been here 8 years, so I guess that's mine now too. I give him one more chance to come get it. I tried a few months ago, and oh yeah, I'll come get it this weekend. Yeah, it hasn't moved. That one's got a few places I can cut decent body panels off of. It was T-boned in the backside just behind the door. That one's been stripped pretty hardcore. The guy came that had, actually the guy I bought it from, he came over and he cut out the wide body out of the back. Not much left on that one, also no title. I got the 89. It's mostly stripped. I need to get that one in there and get the steering rack out of it and harvest a few last good parts out of it. There's not much left on that one. I've gotten most of the good out of that one. There's probably some suspension bits I can get off of it. That one's pretty stripped, and it's going to be hard to drag in there because I've pulled part of the rear suspension loose like an idiot, but somebody needed some stuff, so I tore it down out here in the yard. 89, it's got the roof cut out. Somebody needed a T-bar cut, and that was the cleanest one I had, so they got it. That's one of my projects. Sorry, not for sale, guys. It's hardtop. Keeping it. I got the Silica Supra way back there. That's another 86. I got 3 86s right now, model years. And then way back past it, I don't know if you guys can see it. That's a 91 that's had a bunch of stuff cut out of it. It was a sunroof car. I tried to sell it for a track car. Nobody wanted it. So until after I started cutting panels out, of course. So oh well. Let's walk through the inside too. It's starting to look like it's going to rain here. It's getting dark. But got the 77 Celica in here, lift back. Thing's awesome. Can't wait to get on that project. I got the 88 supercharged swap car. It's a sunroof chassis, North Carolina car, clean, rust-free car. I got to get on that project here at some point. There's a 83,000 mile swap in it. I think 83, 84, something like that. Poor thing, it got stripped for getting a paint job when I was taking paint and auto body courses up at SPCC, South Piedmont Community College, and I didn't get around to finishing that one, sadly. So it got dragged home as it was. We got the 91 turbo in here, SMG car, steel mist gray, which was 91, was a turbo only color, kind of cool. It needs repainting and putting back together. Runs and drives great though. Don't tell anybody, I occasionally sneak it out. I have the sample tag on it, which just seems to make the officers laugh, thank goodness. I've had 3 behind me now and have yet to be pulled. So, hey, thanks, Massachusetts sample tag. I got the 84 Celica GTS in here, covered in parts. Because I'm an idiot, and I got too much stuff. So, anyhow, I need to unbury this thing and finish that project up. That's really not a big deal to finish that one. And then, in the paint booth here, I've also got one more here at the shop. Yeah, the go-kart. I was supposed to leave, and it's still here too. This is 87 that I've started stripping because I don't really care for this chassis. I think it's been hit. It's an automatic car. It's got a lot of issues. Some of the glass is busted. It's just not worth putting the time and effort into. I do have a title for this one, but I think it's the body's been kinked. I think it got hit in the back at some point. So anyhow, it's got the Gen 4 3S GTE sitting in there. Motor mounts are fabbed up. I might do a little bit of working with the motor mounts and make them a little better, a little sturdier. Got the hatch there, the custom hatch, came from Woodsport, and then more piles of parts in the corner that I haven't put away. Louvers, forgot about the louvers for the Celica GTS out there. That's what I'm going to slap those on. That's what they came off of, was the L-type out there, the Celica Supra. So they're going to go on another almost same year Celica. So that's cool. I guess that's most of what's going on here at the shop. I'll do another video at the house. We've got the plasma cutter there. This pile of parts got moved so I could get to my lift, which I think buried again with more parts. So anyway, guys, I've probably rattled on enough here. You've seen enough of what's going on here. I got parts everywhere, fenders and bumpers, and oh my gosh, it's great. It's a good problem to have, all this stuff. So anyway, guys, that's kind of what's going on at the shop. Got my set of lowering spring, 2 sets of lowering springs, one for the Celica Supra, one for the Mark II MR2s. I got a set of taillights up there, not for sale, guys. All that stuff up there I'm keeping. Those are for mine. Those are some parts off of my car, the Buddy Club front lip and all that stuff. Then I got my stash of steering wheels, the extra set of 77, 76 lift back tail lights. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff here right now, so I got to get on it and get a bunch of this stuff listed so I can get some space back in my shop because it is getting outrageous. So you guys take care. Don't let the COVID get you, or anything else in 2020 for that matter. And I'll make another video of the stuff at the house because it's pretty crazy too right now. Thanks, guys.